Yo, what's up, CPS360? This is Will I Am.
Welcome to this edition of CPS360. I'm Sarah Nelson.
And I'm Sammy Hall. This year, students are trying something new in and out of the classroom. Here's Shane Hauska with the story.
With the new school year here, there are plenty of changes and new additions. Blended classes are a new concept in Columbia Public Schools.
Well, we have traditional face-to-face classes and online classes. Blended classes are somewhere in between. Blended learning is a strategy in which a student learns, at least in part, through online delivery of course content and face-to-face.
Blended learning is in classes at the Columbia Career Center. These classes are more or less computer-based, classes like digital video and graphic design.
Our advanced digital media courses have a portion of content that is delivered online through Angel. Students also have the freedom to leave the classroom and when they need to capture photos and videos for their assignments. And then they also have the face-to-face opportunity as well.
These classes were created to help students with flexibility.
Students gain a lot of flexibility in their weekly schedules without losing the benefits of face-to-face instruction. Overall, blended learning is another instructional strategy that we can use to meet student needs.
These classes haven't officially been blended yet, meaning they haven't had the free day off yet. But response to the idea seems positive.
I can work at my own pace, and the things I get done in class or don't get done in class I can do at home and then have extra time for myself and to do other things. So yeah, I like it.
New school year means new ideas and more ways for students to enjoy learning. This is Shane Hauska signing out.
With the new addition of the new high school, some students have had to face big changes. Here's Sammy Hall with the scoop.
Some students choose to transfer schools.
I transferred because I wanted a bigger environment. There was only 22 people in my class, well, my whole grade. So, I wanted a bigger setting, bigger environment.
But with the opening of Battle High School for the 2013-2014 school year, some students and teachers had to switch schools, and not by choice.
I taught at Oakland Junior High for 6 years.
I transferred to Hickman from Rockridge.
With a change of setting comes struggles.
I think just learning the school and understanding the different classes they have here, and just being with different people.
Even the teachers have troubles with the change.
The most difficult thing has been getting used to the block schedule, because at Oakland we only had 46 minutes classes, and here we have 90-minute classes. So adjusting my teaching to accommodate for all that extra time has been kind of not difficult, but it's been the hardest thing to get used to.
Although the changes bring hardships for some, there are rewards to the transfers.
The cheer squad, definitely, because everyone's so nice and so welcoming.
Each student is different and handles their changes in different ways, some more positive than the others. For the first time ever, Rockridge welcomes freshmen along with Hickman and Battle. Alyssa Pico has the story.
The Columbia School District has undergone some huge changes for the new school year, but the biggest has been the freshmen moving to the high schools. This change made for many alterations in the freshman experience.
It's been a pretty big change from Jeff. I mean, Jeff was, horrible and Rockridge is not horrible, so that's a change.
It's pretty much the same thing, but way better, because there's a lot more people, and classes are every other day, which is kind of nice, because I got 2 study halls, and
You have so much more freedom. You don't have to get passes to go to the bathroom or anything, and you can eat wherever you want. The teachers just trust you a lot more with the whole freedom of responsibility thing.
The advantage of having a jumpstart day aided the freshmen in adapting to their new environment.
It went very well. It was a district initiative, so we had those things going on in all secondary buildings, but it seemed to go very well.
The freshmen adapted easier than expected and found their new school enlightening.
I gotta say the freedom with responsibility part, it's such a big change. There's no more intentional change, so going on here.
In junior high, you'd walk into a class 1 minute late and they'd tell you go back, you're swept, and that's really dumb. And lunch is more fun, I like that, because you can sit wherever you want.
With the restructuring of Columbia Public Schools, freshmen have a wider range of opportunities and experiences. For CPS 360, I'm Alyssa Pico.
Columbia Public Schools take on technological advances in the classroom environment. Here's Grant Ragsdale on iPads.
As the 2013 school year begins, iPads have been introduced into the curriculum for students in AP classes. We talked to students and teachers alike to see what they had to say.
If they have iPads, then they can do research like anytime. Like in AP US, we do group work every day to like building towards like these AP prompts, and the answer isn't always clear in the textbook, and so they can just look it up on their iPad. And the questions are asked in a way where it's not going to be like they can just Google it and find the answer, like the exact answer. And so they're still going to have to be doing research, but it's going to be better, like higher quality research.
I definitely use Edmodo a lot, like asking my teacher questions and asking other kids in my class questions. It's easier than getting on Facebook or Twitter and asking them, texting them. It's just they're right there. And if someone has the same question as me, it's probably already posted.
One of the recent trends in education is going digital and relying more on technology as opposed to paper things such as textbooks. But is this a good thing?
In my opinion, growing industries and future industries themselves are completely digital in the way that they're manufactured and the collaborative nature. Anything dealing outside of actually manufacturing a physical good, but into the service industry of the 21st century, is all digital. And so I believe it's a great thing, and we need more going digital, and we need people, at younger and younger grades teaching coding. And I truly believe the more technological education we can get into traditional education, the better our students are going to be prepared for industry jobs, academia when they leave.
With iPads coming and the future of how education is taught changing, we look at the introduction of iPads as a game-changing tool that will have positive effects for years to come.
CPS adding Battle into the high school mix, teachers made the switch into the new school. Disney England covers the story.
Battle is a brand new school that is open this year. Most of the fame is going to the new sports, lack of a senior class, and architecture of the school. Something that isn't getting as much fame is the new teachers.
Before coming here, I was an assistant principal at Oakland Junior High for 3 years.
Last year I taught in Cairo, Missouri, in the Northeast Randolph School District, tiny little school up by Oberlin.
I taught at Lang for a year, and then I taught in North Idaho before that.
Even though all the teachers have come from different schools and have left memories behind, they all say they love Battle.
I love Battle.
I love this school. This is, besides my family, probably the largest part of my life.
I absolutely love being at Battle High School.
I love teaching at Battle. It's been a huge difference from the school I was in last year, considerably bigger, but it's been a lot of fun opening a new school and getting to experience something that not many teachers at all ever get to do. So.
Even the rest of the staff here is loved by the teachers here.
I love the staff. They're all really happy and excited, and it just makes for kind of a good environment to teach.
New beginnings aren't just for the students of Battle. It's new for the staff also, but the memories have just started.
An extra hour and a half in the morning has its negative and its positive impact on high school students. Here's Maddie May on changing start times.
Last May, Columbia Public Schools made the decision to start high schools at 8:55 as opposed to the traditional 7:50, giving students an additional hour in the morning.
I like the start times a lot. I get a lot more done in the mornings. I work out or run or something like that, and I know that's not a popular thing to do in the mornings, but I have my own benefit out of it.
Some students enjoy the extra time in the morning. Others are unhappy with the 4:05 release time.
I don't like the start times because that means sports go later in the afternoon.
Teachers, however, can see both sides of the story when it comes to the later start times.
I think the start times are beneficial for students because, like for athletics, you get to do early morning practices and things like that, which gives kids like time after school to meet with their teachers and stuff. I also think the later start lets you meet with teachers and stuff before school. It also gives students more options as far as like the early block, like kids can take an early block class, they can get more credits, they can take more classes, they can fit more things in their schedule. So that's beneficial. I also think it's kind of a detriment in some ways because, especially for athletics being a coach, I know that students are going to miss a lot more school time than they have in the past because I also know that when kids have practice after school, it's going to make them stay at practice later, get home later. It pushes everything back by at least an hour, and so kids are just going to be staying up later and things like that.
At the end of the day, it comes down to logistics. With the new system of buses, the change was necessary.
There's a lot of research out there that says the later start time is beneficial for high school students, especially just because of a big sleep study they did and stuff like that. So it's, you know, there's research out there that supports the later start time. It also was essential to do some kind of later start time for the district because of the bus schedules and the bus routes and the 3-tiered busing system that we now have. So that was a big decision factor in that. And you can't have, like, you know, little kids standing on the bus stop at like 5 a.m. waiting for their bus. So you know, that's why the 3-tiered system was in place, and that's why it is the way it is, and that's why high school is in the last slot.
No matter if you like the start times or not, it looks like they're here to stay for now. For CPS 360, I'm Madison
Now it's time for CPS 360 Sports.
Here's CPS 360 Sports.
This football year was looking very hopeful for the Hickman Cupies, as last year they beat Rockridge twice and Jeff City and finished second in districts with a 9-2 record. This year they start off with Lee Summit North, and on the first play of the game, Lee Summit fumbles the ball and it's recovered by Christian Geen of the Cupies. Then Justice Keith takes a 3-yard run in for the score as Hickman takes the lead of the game with their first touchdown. But Josh Caldwell of Lee Summit takes this one 71 yards for the score, tying it up at 7 in the first quarter of this game. But Caldwell was not finished there. He takes this one 61 yards for the score, giving Lee Summit the lead in the fourth quarter 20-16. Lee Summit would score again, giving them the win 27-16 over the Hickman Cupies.
Your second in the state ranked Bruin football team took the field on Friday behind a highly enthusiastic crowd. The outcome of the game was no disappointment.
The Rockridge football team took the field for their first home game against Fort Zumwalt West. Running back Eli Stout put the Bruins on the board early with a rushing touchdown. Seth Hebert of Zumwalt West answered, breaking a tackle on a long run to the end zone. The Bruins defense held Fort Zumwalt from adding to their score through the first half, and receivers Alex Ofadale, Antoine Turnage, and Elijah Peete each had a touchdown. Rockridge's first play of the second half included great blocking by the offensive line and a huge run by quarterback Logan Tweehouse for a touchdown. Ofadale and Tweehouse each added one more touchdown, and the defense only allowed one more score from Fort Zumwalt. The secondary offense had time on the field in the fourth quarter, which included a long run by receiver Tayton Lingstad. The final score was 48-14, and Rockridge added a second win to their season.
Rockridge Volleyball had their first game of the season, taking on O'Hara. Here are the highlights from that game.
Rockridge taking on O'Hara. Rockridge won a close game against Jeff City last week, and here's Robin Sherman with her thoughts.
Early in the season yet, we have a lot of things to work on, but we're building from a strong foundation from last year.
Rockridge was the clear favorite in this one, and here's Shayla Cheeto with a monster spike. Bam! Her sister Kayla Cheeto with the game-winning spike to win Game 1. Kayla Cheeto was on fire this one with her second huge slam of the night. O'Hara's coach trying to coach him up. Allie Krekula with the dump-off to win Game 2 and the match.
Following the O'Hara game, the Bruins continued their undefeated season with a victory over the Smith Cotton Tigers.
Rockridge taking on the Smith Cotton Tigers in their third game of the season. Rockridge were 2-0 heading into this game, and they were the clear favorites to win this match. The Bruins got off to a rough start, losing the first game 25-23, but went on to win Game 2, forcing a Game 3. The Bruins then rallied on to win Game 3 and took in the W. Bruins now have a 3-0 record, and their next match will be in the Rockwood Summit Tournament, where they take on Lift for Life, Webster Grove, and Melville. Look for senior leaders Allie Krecklow, sisters Kayla and Shayla Cheadle, and Audrey Holt to lead the Bruins deep into the tournament. Also look for juniors Sophie Cunningham and Carly Offerdahl to add extra support in the Bruins lineup. So expect to see the Bruins being a favorite to win this tournament. History was made at Battle High School when the Spartans played in their first ever football game. Garrick Stoker was there to capture the highlights on the Spartans' first big win.
Battle High School is hoping for a win in their first ever football game in school's history.
I feel pretty confident. We have a really good team.
First ever football game in the school's history. The result is exactly what the team was looking for with a 56-6 win over Kansas City East, hoping this win gives them momentum for the rest of the season.
A tradition of excellence and an excellent start to Battle High School's football history.
Obviously, we know as a staff and as a team, we got a lot of things to work on to get better. You look at the scoreboard, you think it's all, glory. But, for us to beat big teams, we got to clean some things up.
And finally, to wrap up our show, is a feature by Eric Glenn and I on Rockridge's highly touted boys soccer team.
Well, I would say that always the main goal is being able to play together better. We've got a ton of talent on the team, but the idea is there's 11 men on each team, right? There's 11 guys on each team. So even if you have a lot of individual talent, there's a lot of individual talented teams that fail because they're a bunch of individuals. They're not a team. And so with the formations that we have, everybody's got to be pretty in sync with what they do. Okay. We had really good offensive players, but our team as a whole was more defensive minded. This year as a team, part of my focus has been a little bit more offensive thinking, but that's also a means of us trying to continue improving on that because our guys are just more intellectual as far as the game of soccer on the offensive end of things. In the past, even the past 3 years, even when we were number one in the state 2 years ago, we were always kind of dark horses. We were always kind of underdogs. After going to state 3 years in a row, despite our unfortunate experiences of never getting past that third place, we are now at this point in time, we are not the underdog, we are not the dark horse, we are the team to beat, if you will. And they should be proud of where they are, but they should know that they can be, as a team and individuals, so much better than they are right now, if that makes sense. And that's not a negative, that just shows how, once they get clicking on all cylinders, it's going to be pretty special to watch.
From CPS360 Sports, I'm Sam Wobble.
And I'm Zach Knippel.
Thanks for watching.
CPS360 Sports.
See you next time.
Thanks. Have a great day.